We good to go?
It feels like the perfect night for Swiftcast, a Taylor Swift podcast by the fans for the fans.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Swiftcast. This is episode 12. I'm Haley.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Bill.
Yay!
Woo! Hi.
I'm excited, guys.
I'm kind of excited too.
We are one episode away. One from episode 13.
The magic Swiftie number.
It's the magic Swiftie number.
It's too bad we can't have episode 13 come out on the 13th.
That would be awesome.
But that would mean some very angry listeners waiting for 2 weeks.
Yeah. But we have a lot of Swiftastic surprises to celebrate for our 13th episode.
We do. And
so
kind
hopefully
awesome.
that makes up for it not being on the 13th. And be sure to be keeping up with our new blog for a lot of cool Swiftie things. And you'll be seeing our opinions on various Taylor-related topics. And you can leave us comments there. And that's just another way to get involved with the show. So that is swiftcast13.wordpress.com.
Do
Definitely.
it. You know you want to.
We have a lot of opinions.
We have a lot of feelings on this show.
So the Red Tour is getting to the end of the Canadian leg, which is obviously part of the ongoing U.S. leg, but this is sort of the mini Canadian leg that Taylor's been in Canada for the past couple of weeks. On June 25th and 26th of this past week, she was in Edmonton, and the first night, the wildcard song was White Horse, and the second night, the wildcard song was Fearless. So, good choices, Taylor.
I love White Horse. I was so happy I got to see that.
I know, they brought back so many good memories of the show in Omaha.
I miss you guys.
I miss you guys too.
I remember when she played it in Omaha, that was obviously only the second night of the tour, so we had no idea that she was going to be doing this wild card thing, and when she started giving the intro, talking about one of her older songs, we just had no clue what was going on.
We were like,
yeah.
wait a minute, wasn't she supposed to sing this? It was this whole big thing.
Because the night before she'd sang I Almost Do, so we thought that was just the permanent song in the set list, and then she surprised us, as she often does.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she's sneaky.
I cried during White Horse, so it made me happy.
And we're actually recording a day early this week on Saturday, June 29th, so it's the afternoon right now, and tonight Taylor will play her Vancouver show, which is the last Canadian show for this leg of the tour. And Grant had tweeted something pretty funny a couple of hours ago. He said, "I'm so excited about tonight's show that I might have the goat from that YouTube video come play Trouble with us."
Trouble.
That was pretty spot on.
Thank you. I've been working on my goat impressions on my off time.
But it's definitely going to be an epic show. And then the next show is a week from today, next Saturday, July 6th. Taylor is coming back to the U.S. for the Pittsburgh show, which I am going to. It's going to be my 6th Red show. I'm very, very excited. And you know how we mentioned some surprises for episode 13 a few minutes ago?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I might just tell you guys one of them right now.
This is gonna be one of those moments where we're gonna give you a hint that's not an actual hint, it's just telling you.
So
Yeah, because we're bad at hints.
I'm very, very, very excited because thanks to Keds, I was able to get 2 passes to actually go on a backstage tour before the show. And I have no idea what to expect. The only thing I know is that Andrea, Taylor's mom, is the one who leads these tours. It's part of the CAD sweepstakes that is going on their Facebook page where you can enter to win tickets to any of the cities. And then if you happen to win, they include the backstage tour in that. So I have a couple of friends who have done this before in other cities and they said it was amazing. Yeah, I hope to have lots of really, really cool backstage stories to tell you next week.
That's so exciting! I'm so excited for you. It's going to be so fun.
And we are definitely looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too.
It's going to be so fun.
And I'm really excited to get to just say hi to Andrea because usually when she's at the shows, she's swarmed by so many people that you can't even get near her.
And Andrea hugs are the best.
I've never had one.
You're going to have one and you're going to love it because the Andrea hugs are awesome.
I'm hoping she has time to take a photo with the people on the tour. I don't know how many of us will be in the group, but I think it's only like maybe 5 or 10 people that get to go, so yay!
Awesome sauce.
Well, be sure to check out our next episode.
We'll be giving you all the behind-the-scenes exclusive details.
I don't want to miss out.
And now it is time for
Keeping
Up with
Swift.
Woohoo!
So this is kind of cool. Taylor earned the number 6 spot in the Forbes 2013 list of most powerful celebrities. Go Taylor! Hello, like,
Yay.
that's awesome. The list, I guess, is based on, like, several factors, and it's not just, despite what people might, like, think, it's not just about income. They basically tally how a celebrity is mentioned, in print and on TV, in addition to gauging, like, the strength of their digital and web presence. So it's really, like, a huge look at a person's overall marketability, their social media stronghold, and, like, the American consumer's perception of a celebrity, and just, like, it's not just their financial earnings, but it's, like, it's their influence, their power, that they, I guess the speed in which their train is moving, so to speak. I guess is the best way that I can think of to describe it in layman's terms.
Well, Taylor is a very fast train.
Taylor's like the speedy train that, like, if you happen to be on the tracks when she's moving by, you have 2 choices, and one of them you only have, like, a half a second to make that choice, otherwise you're gonna get splattered.
Yeah.
Let's move on from this analogy about the train. The full list of the top 10, I guess, of these super powerful celebrities. The first is Oprah Winfrey, no surprise there. The second is Lady Gaga. Okay. The third is Steven Spielberg. Not surprised on that one. I mean, the guy's, like, the movie king. Beyonce, number 4. Okay, I guess. Madonna, number 5. Doesn't surprise me. I mean, she just kind of is the Energizer Bunny. She just kind of keeps going, no matter how old she gets. Okay. And number 6. No offense to Madonna or her age. I'm not, like, an ageist. It's just,
She's been around for so long that, like, she's sort of just permanently powerful.
Exactly.
Yep.
Like, she could just be, like, sitting there knitting and she'd still remain powerful. She's Madonna. Like, it's a thing. 6 is our girl Taylor.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Yay! Go Taylor! And below her is Bon Jovi. Number 8 is, I don't even know who this is, Roger Federer? Who's that?
He's an athlete.
He's an athlete.
I
Okay.
had to look it up.
Okay, yeah, see, I don't know sports, so I'm bad at that stuff. So, go athlete guy. Woohoo. Yeah, I'm showing my support for the sports fans that are listening to this show right now. We swear we knew who he was. We just, had a brain fart. I don't know. Okay, I'm failing on that one. Well, let's just move on to Justin Bieber is number 9. Okay, I'm actually a little bit surprised that he's, like, down that low. Just
So far down.
Okay, cool. And number 10 is Ellen. I love Ellen.
Gotta love Ellen.
Ellen should be number 1. I'm sorry.
She should be number 1. I actually, like, fully agree with you. Like, Oprah, I realize she's, like, a classic power, but Ellen is amazing.
I think Oprah is pretty powerful, but I think Ellen's influence on America, at least, is equal to Oprah's.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Oprah is, like, classically powerful. Like, I don't know how to explain. Like, people like my stepmother are, like, Oprah fans. But, like, Ellen, like, everybody loves Ellen, whether you're 15 or 50. Like, I think she has more of, like, a wide range power than Oprah.
I mean, overall, the list isn't too surprising. I'm a little surprised Justin Bieber wasn't higher than 9 just because of his huge, like, online presence. And I was a little surprised that Beyonce was 4 because I feel like she's such a private person that you don't really hear very much or see very much from her other than just, like, her putting out albums and touring. So congrats to Taylor for her spot on that list. And our next piece of news is about yet another Taylor t-shirt controversy. However, this one is probably not as widely publicized as the Abercrombie one was. But as some of you may know, Taylor recently bought a house in Watch Hill, Rhode Island. And a local company in Watch Hill, Rhode Island, thought it would be funny to make a shirt that basically it has a picture of Taylor making her surprise face. And then on it says, OMG, Watch Hill, with like a bunch of question marks and exclamation points. I guess just like trying to make just draw more attention to the fact that she's there. Because I know some of the locals aren't necessarily happy that she is living there because of all her security and other things, but at the same time, I bet it's brought a lot of tourism to the town, too.
Well, I don't really understand what if you haven't noticed by now, listeners, there's a lot of things that people say and do that really just confuse the heck out of me. Like, I just don't understand, like, what people are trying to get across, because, okay, I mean, OMG Watch Hill, like...
Well, the guy pretty much said that there really was no point to it. It was just the thing that he thought was funny. And then I guess he, like...
But why is it funny? Like, I wouldn't...
online. And then people said they really liked it, so then he made it into a shirt and started selling it. But anyway, he said that almost immediately after he started selling it, he got contacted from someone from Taylor's team telling him to stop immediately. And I don't know if he actually stopped or not, but he said that the shirt is just harmless and it's not meant to be derogatory.
I mean, I wouldn't even, like, see, that's the thing, is it wouldn't even occur to me to take it derogatory. I just don't understand it at all. I'm like, okay, Taylor's surprised face, OMG Watch Hill. Okay. Like, it's not insulting, but it's not like, yay Taylor either. It's just, what? Like, I don't
think it
really,
has a point.
It doesn't really have a point. And there's that, and then there's also the fact that, like, you can't actually take her image like that and sell it for a profit legally. So that could be, that is an issue. Whether Taylor's people like the fact that he's doing that or not, if he's actually using her actual image, that is a legal issue.
I think that's the reason why they're trying to get it shut down.
But then they're not trying to get the feminist T-Swift shirt shut down, are they? Because they're using her face on it.
I'm not sure about that. I haven't heard anything about that specific one.
Yeah, they are using Taylor's face on that t-shirt, so...
Yeah, I've seen the shirt. I haven't heard any backlash from it. Who knows?
I mean, I guess, like, this is just obviously my opinion, but I think it's kind of a situation where it might not be beneficial to be picking and choosing what you're going to yell at someone for and what you're not.
I think at the end of the day, there's just so many people that kind of dabble in those copyright issues that they try and shut down as many as they can, and they'll get to all of them eventually.
I mean, I just think, like, if it is an issue of just, constantly having to, like, be on people about it, because it's constantly happening, you would go after the ones that are purposely trying to, like, make it, a rude putting down comment. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I just don't understand the OMG Watch Hill. Like, that doesn't seem insulting to me. It's just pointless.
Remember that hashtag I made up a few episodes ago of Taylor Mysteries? I think it's just one of those things we will never know.
Yeah. As usual, congratulations, you have baffled me. I think my baffled face should be on a t-shirt.
Let's do it, Belle.
Just be like, humanity, Belle's baffled face.
Well, some really awesome news that happened just recently. Taylor met an 11-year-old girl named Selena in Vancouver.
She's actually going to meet her tonight. That show is tonight.
All right, some exciting news that is going to be happening tonight. Taylor is meeting an 11-year-old girl named Selena in Vancouver. She is diagnosed with Friedreich's ataxia disorder, and it's a disease that slowly causes her to lose the ability to walk and talk. And she said that listening to Taylor's music has always been one of the things to help her get through her treatment. Recently, her family started a campaign on Facebook and Twitter in hopes that she would be able to meet Taylor when she came to Vancouver. And a local news did a story on Selena, and in return, Taylor's team found out about it and set up a meeting. And here's a quote from Selena, basically telling everybody why she loves Taylor. Quote, "I like her because she's awesome and because her music is inspiring," Selena said. "How she can say all this stuff without being nervous and how she sings to thousands and thousands of people."
Aww.
So, Selena, I hope that tonight is all that you dreamed of in meeting Taylor. And hopefully it'll be one of the greatest nights.
I'm so glad that worked out for her.
I love when Taylor meets people who just have different kinds of disorders. It just makes me really happy to be a fan of hers.
Agreed, 10,000%. Another cool thing that Taylor is doing is that she's going to be doing the July 4th fireworks spectacular. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, it's the Macy's Parade. Is it the Macy's Parade?
Yep, it is.
Oh, okay. I just saw fireworks spectacular, and I was like, wait. Yeah, so she's doing the Macy's Parade, which is super, super cool. It's going to be on NBC. It basically just celebrates the nation's 237th birthday with a live broadcast of, all the fireworks and all that other stuff. And, there's going to be people like Mariah Carey and Tim McGraw performing, and Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez and others. Can Taylor and Selena perform together?
That would be so
I
cute.
hope so.
I love it when they perform together. That makes me happy.
I know that a lot of people were wanting to know if she was going to be performing live in New York on the 4th or if it was going to be pre-recorded, and there was some confusion. I haven't seen confirmation on Taylor's website or anything, but this article that I read, which was listing upcoming events in New York, said that it is broadcasted live, so I would assume that means Taylor will be in New York on July 4th.
Awesome.
I could see her just flying to New York for a day.
She can fly anywhere she wants, anytime she wants. It's Taylor Swift. She does what she wants.
They're going to pre-record it and then just show it on TV on that night, but I think it is going to be live on the 4th.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to watch it.
Do you remember that one 4th of July where she, painted her face red, white, and blue?
I remember when she had, those tattoo stickers on.
No, there was one 4th of July a couple years ago where she, painted her face red, white, and blue and took, an Instagram picture or a Twitter picture or something. It was funny.
We'll have to go back and check.
She was like, I'm being celebratory today for America or something like that.
Moving on to our last piece of Taylor news, there was recently an interview with Liz Rose, who has been one of Taylor's longtime co-writers that she's been working with, and they're sort of asking her about just, when she met Taylor and what it's like working with her and a bunch of other questions like that, and she said, I can't be the lyricist with Taylor Swift because I'm 30 years older than her. That would be weird, but what I do with Taylor is completely different than what I do with other people. She's very lyrical, she's very brilliant. She'd say a line, and then I'll say, what if we say it like this? And it's kind of like editing. We just bounce ideas off each other really well. And apparently, Taylor and her had first met when Taylor was only 13, and as of today, they've written 16 songs together, and some of them include Tim McGraw, Teardrops on My Guitar, White Horse, You Belong With Me, and of course, All Too Well. They're an awesome
And they're all
team.
one of her amazing songs, too.
Yeah, pretty much many of Taylor's most successful songs, and that's not even all of them. Those were just the ones mentioned in this article. If you want to read more about it, it's on songwriteruniverse.com, and we can also link it on our website. And they asked her what her favorite co-write with Taylor has been. And she said that All Too Well was her favorite one. And she said, it was more of a story. It was probably 10 minutes long in her head. She called me and started bouncing it off me, and we whittled it down quite a bit into a song. It was a very emotional time for her, and I'm honored that she trusts me with her feelings to make sure we get it right, because it was an important song to her. And of course, that leaves us wondering whether we will ever hear the
10-minute version.
10-minute version.
The 10-minute version of All Too Well.
I don't think we ever will.
I don't think so. I think that that's something that Taylor deserves to keep to herself.
If this song is so important to her, I think she would keep the entire story of it, only for her.
Yeah, I agree.
I fourth that.
All right, and now is the welcome back of our Taylor quote of the week.
Welcome back.
Yay!
I know we sent the quote of the week on a vacation. We packed its bags and sent it to the Bahamas and let it, chill out on the beach for a while, and all sponsored by us. So we sent, that was really great, but now it's back from vacation, so we're going to revive it again.
This comes from her June 16 tweet. I'm beginning to think that you don't find happiness from living your life looking ahead or back, that you find it when you look around.
First of all, I love this quote. And second of all, it seems to me like it's sort of the conclusion of something that she said a while back. And what she said a while back was how she had a quote about how happiness is, she's realizing that it's not a constant, that it's just these little moments in your life. And to me, that seems like that was something she was kind of starting to figure out, and then this is the conclusion of that life lesson that she learned.
That kind of makes me think and gets me really, really excited about what the theme of the next album might be.
I mean, this is obviously very, very, very early speculation, but when you, in the spirit of you saying that, my very, very, very early speculation is that the next album is gonna be about finding contentment and, like, in little moments. And I feel like it's going to be very, very, very storytelling. Not that Taylor's music isn't all very storytelling, clearly, but I don't know. I just think it's going to be a really specific storytelling theme about, like, little moments and not about, like, overall.
I mean, obviously she writes whatever is going on, but she also tries to group her songs into themes, and each record has been very different from the others, and I think there's a good chance that this will at least be some of what inspires it. And of course, we might be sitting here a year from now talking about how wrong we were.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it seems like that's sort of where her life and her thoughts are going, and I don't think that she's necessarily had as many, like, roller coaster relationships during this period of her life as she may have had between Speak Now and Red, although, of course, she's had some, but I just think it'll be a different focus.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just think, like...
I'm really excited.
I am always, always excited for her next albums and her new music and her next tour and everything gets me excited. I'm always very happy when it comes to new Taylor things. I'm like, yay! And yeah, like, I don't think that she could ever, like, disappoint me as an artist.
It's so funny how, like, so many of Taylor's tweets are, just random life things, like hanging out with Meredith or talking about her show that she's played, and then out of nowhere she comes out with this ridiculously profound thought.
I didn't really think it was out of nowhere, though. It was out of nowhere in terms of, like, when it was posted. But, like, like I said, I felt like it was a follow-up thought to something that she said a few months ago.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, it was random in terms of, like, it's smushed between, I'm watching Law & Order with my cat, and thank you guys for an awesome show, and then, boom, like, it was random in that way. But as far as, like, what she said, I didn't feel like what she said was random.
No, yeah, I agree completely.
And I think a lot of this quote is basically, you find happiness in the moment, not when you're done with it looking back. You have to be in the moment to find that happiness.
I think,
Agreed.
like, I spent...
Because when you look back at a memory, you're content, you're happy and everything, but when you're actually going through something that made you happy, it's stronger in the moment than, looking back on it.
I think definitely that's a point, and it's like, I guess for me, there's definitely, like, I think we all have things in our life that we wish we could change or that we are trying to change, and then there are things in our lives that we're really happy about and proud of, whether it be, like, something that we accomplished or something that we, like, went through and came out stronger for or whatever, and I think, like, reminding somebody, like, don't forget to look around at, like, the world around you. Don't just, like, there's always going to be struggles. Like, every single human being, I don't think anybody is going to, like, look around at every single aspect of their life and be like, everything is perfect. No matter what, no matter how old you are, no matter what situation, nothing is ever going to be perfect. But if you look around, there's, like, things in your life that are going to give you that happiness, that are going to give you that, like, contentment. And I think, like, sometimes we tend to lose sight of that when we're, like, overwhelmed or frustrated. And I think it's, like, it's really important to be like, okay, yeah, this is going on. That's stressing me out, but look at this. And it's something to, like, look at, to, like, it's like a point of center. It's like having something in your life to look to, like, keep you sane, keep you going, something that actually genuinely makes you happy. And that's what you should, like, focus on and do is the stuff in life that makes you happy, because you only live once. And, like, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be, like, 50 and look back at my, last 50 years of my life and feel like I spent so much time focusing on the things that I hated that I completely ignored the things that I loved.
Exactly.
I just think that quote right there from Taylor is a really good, like, reminder to every single person who reads it. And I think, and this is just my complete speculation, but, like, I think Taylor kind of grew up with this, as a teenager, with this very fantastical idea of love. Like, oh, if I just find, like, my fairy tale love, I'm gonna be happy. And I think that as she's grown up and got older, she's, like, learned that, like, romantic love is not the be-all and end-all of happiness, that it has to start with yourself.
Yep.
And I think that that's something that she has definitely, like, shown through her music that she's been learning. And I think maybe that's, like, with all the relationships that she's been in, and with, compared to other quotes that she's had about those relationships and about herself recently, to me, like, that's why I was saying I feel like this thought is like the conclusion of a life lesson that she's like finally like understood.
For sure.
So yeah, I mean, I just
You're
think
so
everybody
profound,
should,
Belle.
you know, reminder to pretty much anybody that's listening to this, do what I just did and like stop for a second and just look at what's around you and forget all the things that are making you unhappy or miserable or that you're struggling with or whatever else, and look at the couple of things that like make you really happy, and always keep those in mind whenever you're going through something rough. Just keep those moments in mind and look for them all the time, because no matter how bad of a day you're gonna have, there can be something even for 5 minutes in that day that just you can just sit there and be like, life is good.
You know what makes me happy?
Mini segments?
Mini segments.
Yes.
Yes.
How did you know?
Those make me happy too.
I know, me too. We have the same brain. We share it.
As has become the trend, we've gotten quite a lot this week.
And we love them.
Our first submission is from Tiara via email, wishing you would go to a Taylor concert on your 13th birthday. Swiftie problems.
Aww. That would be a very perfect day for a Taylor concert.
I wish I could go to a Taylor concert on the 13th of every month.
I agree with that. Just celebrate Swift Day every month with a Taylor concert. Our next one comes from Kayla Schaefer on Twitter. When all of your Taylor merchandise completely takes over your room, I'm gonna need a bigger room. I love the end of that, because it's like, instead of being like, maybe I should downgrade my merchandise, or maybe I should whatever, no, I just need a bigger room.
Yep.
Yep.
For me, it's starting to become a bigger apartment that I need.
Yeah, I was about to say, I have my own house now, so my entire house is gonna be Taylor stuff everywhere.
Yeah, I just like stripped all of my walls of my apartment because I'm moving, and I realized how much Taylor things I have.
You're gonna have a box that just says Taylor?
I don't think one box would be enough.
No, not for me. I have to pack like a handful of boxes with all my Taylor stuff.
Swiftie problems. Our next one comes from Lobby White on Twitter. When your iPod starts playing We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, full blast in the school assembly. Swiftie problems.
I'm not entirely sure how that qualifies as a problem. I think that's more of like a Swiftie party.
Yeah, that's when you just get up and start dancing, and hopefully
Yep.
some other people start dancing with you.
You just create like a spur-of-the-moment flash mob in your school.
Pretty much.
Our next one is from M. Nickro on Twitter. It feels like the perfect night to watch old ACM diaries and watch 17-year-old Taylor scream with excitement when something big happens. She linked us to the video that she's talking about, and I just watched it. It's from when Taylor was really young. Yeah, I think she was 17.
Is this when she, like, hugged her record? And she's like, I want to hang it from a chain and carry it and wear it as a necklace and carry it around everywhere.
It wasn't the part that was in this clip that I saw, but she started hugging the interviewer on screen.
Oh.
So cute.
She was like screaming and jumping up and down because they told her that she was nominated for, I think it was ACM Best New Female Artist or something.
Adorable. This second one is a double hitter, again from M. Negro. You wish you could be a guest on Swiftcast 13 so you could talk about Taylor and Taylor-related subjects, Swiftie problems.
We have a solution for that problem.
We do. We have this thing every month called Fan of the Month. So what you guys can do is email us or contact us through basically any of our methods and just tell us like about your experience as a Taylor fan and why you want to be Fan of the Month. And then you have a chance to have like a guest interview on the show. Like Guy Swiftie did. Our friend Nate.
If you haven't listened to last week's, you should go back and listen because his interview was really fun.
It was really awesome. He was able to attend the Much Music Awards from Canada in person, and so we got the inside scoop on those. So you guys should definitely, if you didn't catch last week's episode, make sure to go and do that.
Our next one comes from Coco Swangster. It feels like a perfect night to start planning the red customization of a friend's wheelchair for the tour.
Yeah!
That would be so cool.
You have a very awesome chance there to have some massive Christmas light chair decoration.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of area to work with.
Exactly. There's so much you could do with it. Heck yes. Have fun, and you should send us pictures.
We would love to see
We'd love to
pictures
see
of that.
pictures of that.
Our next one is also from Coco Swangster. You have a fangirl attack because you met Taylor. Then you go into cardiac arrest because it was just a dream.
Aww.
I think we've all had this problem.
I literally just had a dream last night about meeting Taylor.
I always seem to get them more when she's on tour than when she's taking a break.
Yeah, I've had like several throughout the Red Tour so far, and I think because I'm about to see her in a few days, they're going to become more frequent.
Yay. Our next one is from 13_SwiftFan_13 on Twitter. Austin is actually tweeting more often than Taylor. Swiftie problems.
He is, which he never tweeted for the longest time until now.
Yeah, he tweets sparingly. Like, everyone's like, Taylor, tweet more. Do it now. Although Austin's tweets are pretty funny. If you guys aren't following Austin, you should. It's Austin Swift 7.
He has some profound thoughts on life.
He does.
Oh, and he has a huge accomplishment almost as big as Taylor's. He won the Ellis Middle School Social Studies Award. His own words, okay? It's his own Twitter bio.
Our next one comes from Shania via our website. Making a really good Taylor pun, and nobody gets it. Swiftie
That
problems.
is so frustrating. When you say something awesome, but people around you aren't, like, Taylor fans, and they look at you like you're crazy. You're like, no, really, it was awesome. I promise.
I do it all the time at work, and it's always usually with customers, and they never get it.
Our final submission for this week comes from @XSWhiteT on Twitter. Swiftie problems. When you see Swift or Fearless in a book and you have a mini heart attack.
Doesn't that refer to Swiftanoia?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think she's also describing a Swift attack.
Yeah, both of those.
I agree.
So, and I just actually understood her Twitter name. XS. Extra small white T.
Oh my god! Now I get it.
I just noticed that.
I'm not gonna lie, I got that one a couple of weeks ago.
I totally, just didn't, think about it at all. And the extra small white tee, takes with the deep pain, rapping on the same track. It's a thug story, tell me, can you handle that? What? I knit sweaters, yo!
Alright.
And, dear Belle, don't ever rap again. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I apologize to everyone.
So now we wanted to talk about something that's sort of an extension of one of our discussions from a couple episodes ago. We talked about Taylor's relationship with her fans and how that sort of developed and changed over the years. And now we sort of wanted to broaden that topic and talk about, in general, how does social media impact either Taylor or any artist's relationship with their fans? Because I think that's something that has become so important to any artist's popularity. And even as we were talking earlier about the Forbes list, now they don't just base that on income, they base it on your digital presence too, and just sort of the general public perception of you online. So I think this is something that is really important to Taylor's career and success.
I mean, I remember when I was okay, I went through this childhood phase, which is most children, between the ages of maybe 13 and, 5 or whatever are into cartoons or maybe teeny bopper boy bands or something. But I was sort of this weird kid that was kind of obsessed with the late Kurt Cobain for a while. And, this was late 90s, I guess, maybe, that I went through this obsession. He died in the early 90s before I ever, I was too young to know about any of that really, but by the time I discovered his music and everything, he had passed away. But the late 90s, we had the internet, but it wasn't nearly as, I guess, used in the same way. We would go on the internet to go into chat rooms and stuff like that, in the 90s. So it's I didn't, you don't really, when you're a fan of anything back in the 90s and earlier, it was more of the only things you really knew about them at all were things published in magazines, or, rarely ever did you ever have an opportunity to meet an artist that you liked or actress that you liked or whatever. You really knew nothing about their personal lives at all. And I think social media has, it has done a lot of good things and basically made opportunities for artists that would have never been discovered if it weren't for the internet. Justin Bieber started on YouTube. And, a lot of other artists have started on MySpace and stuff like that. I know Lady Antebellum got together because Charles Kelly randomly saw Hillary Scott's MySpace and thought she had a cool voice, thought she was quote unquote hot. Literally, this was out of his own mouth. And a lot of bands have discovered each other on the internet. A lot of, record labels have discovered artists on the internet. And it's just that has changed the face of that. But in addition to that, I know as a fan, I feel like people have, like, there's an upside and a downside to it, because on one hand, it's created all these opportunities for people to, like, be successful that they would never have had the chance to otherwise, or it just didn't work the same way. Like, you had so much, you know, like, if you didn't have the money to go to New York and peddle, you know, around to record labels, or I don't know, like, there's just a lot of opportunities the internet provides for things like that, you know, people wouldn't have those opportunities otherwise. But there also, to me, comes the point when, like, I think what I've noticed is that people, not only, it's become a point where people think that they have a right to know people's personal lives and not a privilege.
And an extension of that, even, people feel like they're entitled to get a tweet or a follow or whatever from their favorite celebrity.
Yeah. Yeah.
When artists do that, you know, when Justin Bieber or One Direction or anybody, Katy Perry, any popular celebrity does sometimes, like, follow parties, you see fans, like, just spamming them for hours, even just begging for a follow or a tweet, because they feel like they're entitled to that since that celebrity is accessible to them. Because back in, like, the earlier days before all of these social media sites, I feel like your only chance of interaction with an artist, unless you happen to meet them by some luck, would be to, like, write a letter to their fan club, and maybe you would get an autographed picture in the mail, maybe.
Exactly. I remember doing that, like, with people when I was, like back in the 90s. Artists that I like or something. Like, you'd write them, they'd have a fan mail address. And that would really be your only hope to contact.
It's almost this, like, crazy competition where you're, like, quote-unquote competing against millions of other fans trying to get noticed by this artist. And then sometimes I see people get frustrated because the person never responds or tweets or follows them, but it's like they have 30 million fans or whatever the case may be. Like, how can you expect that? But yet everybody feels like they should be the most important fan to that artist.
I mean, also to continue with that thought and topic, like, it's not only that, but I think people almost feel like they're entitled to, like, how do I explain this? I guess fans that, okay, there's, like, somebody that's a fan of an artist, and then there's somebody that will go, like, above and beyond to, like, help promote that artist. But they're doing it on a voluntary basis as a fan. They're not, like, working for the artist. But yet, I think a lot of people that, like, go above and beyond, like, on social networking sites or whatever else, get to a point where they feel like they have almost, like, a right, or they're entitled to become that artist's friend. Like, do you know what I'm talking about at all? Like, I just think, like, in general, social media has kind of transformed what we all used to view as privileges into what people now feel is almost their rights.
This reminds me of something that I was just reading last night, and this is very unusual. I have never heard of this before, although maybe it's happened before and I haven't heard about it. But Miley Cyrus was saying in an interview the other day that she recently just hired one of her fans who had been running a website about her and, like, helping to promote her online. She got to know her and they had exchanged numbers for whatever reason, and she now has hired her to be her new assistant.
Yeah, I heard about that. I think Emily, that's a friend of hers.
Yeah, and I was reading about the girl, and I guess she's been running, like, what's come to be a pretty successful fan website and helping Miley to break YouTube view records and things like that. And I guess in that situation, Miley Cyrus obviously felt that this is somebody who really understands and supports her, and that's the kind of person she wants working for her. But that's a very rare occurrence, and I don't think that I think if you're going to do something like that, run a site or anything to promote an artist, you should be doing it just because you enjoy doing it, not for any, that doesn't give you any sort of rights or privileges. If those things end up happening, then that's great and exciting, but if you're doing it for any other reason than you want to, I don't think that's the right reason.
And most of the time, it's going to have a backlash.
It's awesome to do that stuff, especially when we really care about an artist and we're really passionate about their music and everything, and it's great to do, but it's like you said, I mean, I've never really heard of that before, like actually hiring a fan to actually work for you. Like, that's something that's new, I guess. But I understand why she would want to do it, because I think, I would want people on my staff who actually genuinely cared about what I was doing, Like, and so I understand the motivation behind it. And I'm not saying it's bad or wrong at all, but I just think, people shouldn't expect that or assume that they have, a right to that. kind of thing.
I mean, like, especially with that happening, and, you know, a lot of people will start making these pages just so they could, you know, try to get someone's attention, and then they would feel horrible when that never happens.
It's interesting to me because, as we know, Taylor very rarely will tweet a fan. I mean, maybe like a handful of times a year for no apparent reason she'll do it. But despite her not doing that, she has the 6th highest number of followers on all of Twitter.
Yeah.
Which I think another reason why she doesn't tweet fans as much is because she values her fans.
Right, and she doesn't want people to be hurt thinking, why does everyone else get a tweet and not me, or something like that.
Exactly.
So yeah, Taylor she's the sixth most followers on all of Twitter. The people in order who are above her are number 1, Justin Bieber. He has 41 million something fans. Lady Gaga, 38 million. Katy Perry, also around 38 million. Barack Obama, 33 million. Rihanna has just over 30 million, and I have a feeling Taylor might get to the number 5 spot soon because she's very close to 30. And then after her, there's YouTube, 29 million. Britney Spears, 28 million. Justin Timberlake, 22 million. And Instagram, 21 million. And I think it's really funny that Taylor has more followers than Twitter itself.
Right.
I think what's funny to me is, like, that Barack Obama is sandwiched in here with a bunch of celebrities, because it totally reminds me of the movie American Dreams. Did you guys ever see that with Mandy Moore? It was basically like a mock of American Idol, basically. He was like mocking American Idol, and like they had like Dennis Quaid was playing the president, and like they had the president come on and judge the show.
Nice.
And like, I don't know, I just think it's funny how they like group the president in with a bunch of like entertainment celebrities.
So while we're on the topic of how sometimes fans start to view things as a competition and whatnot, I think sometimes, unfortunately, what happens is, as a result of that, fans online are sometimes not so nice to each other. And whatever the reason, whether it's because they are jealous that somebody else got a tweet from an artist, or just, like, whatever the issue may be, I think we all can agree that it's important to think about what you're saying online, just as you should in real life, and not to let your enthusiasm for any celebrity get in the way of being a nice person. And there's an artist whose Facebook page I follow. His name is Mika. And I don't know really anything about his fan community, but he posted this quote on Facebook the other day addressing some issues, I guess, that have been going on. And I just think that's something really good to share, so I'm going to read it. He said, "It has come to my attention over the last few months that some members of my fan community have been behaving badly towards each other. Call it whatever you want, cyberbullying, name-calling, internet harassment, being nasty. I have never and will never agree with this conduct. There's nothing I respect more than my fan club community, both at shows and online. I do not condone any act of bullying amongst fans or to members of my team. If you're someone who does that, you're no fan of mine. Therefore, I respectfully ask everyone to be friendly and supportive to one another, and if you can't do that, then please keep your negativity to yourself. I really appreciate my fans and have enjoyed meeting so many amazing people over the years. You make it all worthwhile. Be good to each other."
I have an incredible amount of respect for, I don't even know who this artist is, but an incredible amount of respect for the fact that he would come out and actually address that issue and say that. Because I'm sure that, like, it's a tricky issue to address when you are a public figure. You know, I don't know. I think
so many artists would be afraid of, like, you know, alienating or exciting people too much by saying something like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, I have no clue what was going on in his fan community, but yeah, it takes a lot of wisdom and courage to address that issue.
It really does. And I think that, like, it's, the thing that I think is, like, I mean, part of the reason, or one of the many reasons, one of the countless reasons that, like, I am a Taylor fan, is because I think that she, like, the message that she gives is, you know, she has been a victim of bullying in the past. You know, she knows what it's like to be on that end of the stick of things. And I think that, like, she is the one who tells people it's okay to be different. She's the one who encourages people to stand up for themselves. You know, if they're hurt, then do something about it to make yourself feel better. She writes songs to sort out her feelings and to sort of, like, give herself a voice, you know? And I think, like, I just think, you know, within any large fan community, whether it's Taylor's or Justin Bieber's, there's always going to be, like, a group of fans who are the big bullies. I think that's, I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know about every fan community because I'm not in every fan community, but, you know, I think that's just probably kind of a common online occurrence. And kind of goes back to the whole thing about, like, people thinking they have a right to know stuff about other people that are on the internet. And, like, I just think that, you know, you have to stop and think when you're behaving that way, like, what am I, if I'm trying to, like, support an artist and I'm behaving in the complete opposite way that their message is, like, to me that seems kind of weird. I don't know.
I agree.
Like, I feel like it's kind of disrespectful to the artist that you're claiming to support if you're supporting them and then you're treating other people in a really negative or bullying or whatever you're doing, but you're something not good, you know? And it seems like really, like, counter, I don't know. Like, you're sitting there saying, I support this person and everything they're saying, but I'm gonna go do the opposite of what they're saying. Hashtag Belle is baffled.
And I think this can go towards, like, you know, any fan club being mean or anything to another fan club.
That's also, yeah, a problem too. I mean, you have, like...
Because I see that, like, everywhere when the Selena and Justin Bieber and then Harry Styles and Taylor Swift fans and just all that, like, you know, sure, stick up for the person you like and everything, but do it in a more of a discussion manner, not being a bully. Like, you can have, you know, conversations about it and points, like, and just have a like a, what are the word? What's the word? Hold on. You know, when the politics go back and forth.
A debate?
It starts with yes, there you go, thank you. Have a debate with, you know, these people, because there is no right and wrong, basically, in either sense. You will point out good, like, you know, positive things that they're doing. The other people might do the same, you know. A debate is different than, you know,
straight
coming
out
and
attacking.
just being mean. Yeah,
I agree. Like,
have a debate, don't attack.
There are two things that I've, like, noticed that I want to bring up. It's like, if two celebrities are, you know, say they were dating and they broke up, or maybe they just having some kind of, like, feud or something like that. I've seen fans, like, fans of one celebrity tweeting another celebrity or their fans, literally going, why don't you go kill yourself? And things like that. And it's like, you might think that it doesn't mean anything because you're like, oh, it's on the internet and no one's really gonna see it, so blah, 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 blah. But you know what? Like,
people see it.
People see it, and whether you, like, I think that for some reason people have this idea where, like, they will say stuff on the internet that they would never say in real life because they feel like they don't have to be held accountable for it if they say it on the internet. But whether you have to be held accountable for it or not, it's still going to affect a person the same way. Like, no one wants to be told to go kill yourself. It's going to make everybody feel crappy. And it's just like, I think people, like, tend to not quite understand that they actually are going to affect somebody's feelings over the internet. And, I mean, like, there are some tweets of, you know, if I go to a Twitter page of, like, a celebrity I like, and I click on one of their tweets, there's very often times when the first couple of replies are from people saying stuff like, go kill yourself. And I'm like, if she could go, you know, if an artist can go on their page, look at their own tweet, and that's the same thing they're gonna see too. Like, I don't know about you, but it would make me not want to touch Twitter if I was famous and that was happening to me.
I think that sort of goes back to, like, how Taylor says she just doesn't read stuff like that.
Exactly.
Things about herself or whatever. I mean, how can you?
You can't. I mean, she you know, there's a reason that she's not on Twitter all the time tweeting people, and she just tweets, like, sparingly. She probably doesn't. Why would anybody want to put themselves in the position to look at stuff like that when you know that you can't do anything to stop it? And then, you know, and then there's another side to that, which is, going back to the fans. It's like, okay, first of all, an artist is a public person. Like, they're gonna, you know, they voluntarily are a part of a very public life. And I know it's not right. I'm not justifying it. I'm not defending it. But people are going to weigh in on what they think of that person that's famous, like, regardless of whether, whatever. Like, they're going to weigh in. There's going to be opinions out there. There's going to be articles. There's going to be whatever, like, positive and negative. However, a fan is not a celebrity. And if you are a fan of somebody, you don't have the right to know things about another fan that they don't volunteer. And I think that, like, sometimes I see that going around in fan communities too. It's like, people tend to weigh in on other fans the same way that they would weigh in on a celebrity. And I feel like, I'm not saying it's right that people would say negative things to a celebrity and everything. That's never okay or right. But I just feel like, you also have to keep in mind that, like, that person is a public figure. And any individual fan is not. I guess it just goes back to what I was saying about people on the internet in general feeling like they're more entitled to know things about other people than I think. Like, I just feel like when I was younger and the internet wasn't as widespread, it was, people didn't know anything about you unless you wanted to tell them, And now people will stalk somebody's name on Google, and I don't know. I feel like it's people just seem to have, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? Am I making any sense, or am I just rambling at this point?
No, you are.
I just think you have to keep in mind, I mean, the bottom line of all these details is just be respectful. Be respectful of the person that you are supporting. Be respectful of your peers. It shouldn't be rocket science. I mean, I don't think any celebrity is out there encouraging you to bully anybody or to be rude to people, whether it's fans of somebody that is feuding with your celebrity or another celebrity that you don't like whatever the situation is. I don't think any celebrity is gonna cheer you on for being mean to somebody. I don't see that happening.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I just think that if you are out there, there's your average fan, that just goes and supports an artist, and then there's somebody that, say, runs a fan site or does something, I don't know, in the fan community for an artist, and it's like, you even have more of a responsibility if you're choosing to do things like that, to be respectful to both other artists and other fans. Because, I mean, in any way, I don't know, I feel like setting an example, like, the artist sets an example about, how they are. Taylor, I think, is a very, very example-setting person. She is very opinionated. She's a very strong person. She is also incredibly kind and incredibly accepting. And I just think, like, if, that's the example that she sets for us. So that's the example that we should be setting for each other.
Definitely important for everybody to keep in mind. So we hope you enjoyed this discussion, and if you have any thoughts about what we said, feel free, of course, as always, to tell us.
Yeah, we definitely want to hear, your insights and opinions on all this. If you want to expand on something that we said, or if you have something we didn't think about, then, please, by all means, contact us and let us know, because I think this is a sort of a topic that we all feel kind of passionately about as Taylor fans. So, moving on from that intense topic, we have some fan projects we want to talk to you guys about.
The first one, and I'm sorry if you're so bored of hearing from me about this, but I keep having exciting new updates about my Dreaming in Red ticket giveaway contest. So, if you may remember, a week or two ago, I said a huge shout out to a guy Swiftie, Nate, who donated a ticket after he heard about this project on the show. And now I've gotten another listener willing to help, which is awesome. We got an email yesterday from a listener named Linda wanting to help contribute a pair of tickets to a show that I wanted to send a deserving fan to. So, hi Linda, and thank you. I really appreciate it. And I was sort of going back through my emails from people asking for various tickets, and I think we're going to be sending some people to a show. Well, we are, but I don't want to say who or what show because the person who nominated them wants to surprise them with the tickets. I have no idea if they listen to the show, but I'm just going to leave it at that until they actually get them. But this is just, it amazes me every time somebody comes on board to help. This is now the 7th person that I've been able to give tickets to through. In total, I've sent 7 people to shows, and some of them were totally I paid for, but many of them people have helped, and I appreciate it so much.
So we got a tweet from a Twitter called Hearts Up for Ronan asking us to talk about their project. So I'm just going to kind of read what they sent us because I think it's pretty awesome verbatim and it's a really, really great idea. We want to make sure that the little boy who touched the hearts of millions, Ronan Thompson, is never forgotten. Our little army guy, Ronan, touched the lives of many others, including Taylor Swift, and he will always be remembered. We want to make a huge impact, so we want to make this happen at a massive Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Taylor became the first female artist to completely sell out the stadium, and it holds a special place in her heart. That's awesome. I love it. We will both be attending the show along with 60,000 other people. That's a huge stadium. Wow. And what if all of these people came together and held up 60,000 hearts for Ronan? If you are attending the show at Gillette Stadium on July 27th, 2013, print out this heart and bring it to a show. And then they link us to like a picture of, a heart for Ronan. And I'm not like, hold on, yeah. That's the easy part. The only way this project will be successful is if we can spread this to as many people as possible. We need your help to do this. So if you could spread this around to as many people as you can, this would make it a lot easier. At the show, when Taylor performs All Too Well, everyone's going to hold up their hearts for Ronan for the entire song. He'll be watching from the best seat in the house. Okay, that makes me really sad. And Taylor will see 60,000 hearts up for her little army guy. If you are not attending the show, you can still participate. Help trend Hearts Up for Ronan, spread the word, and on July 27th, send us a picture of your heart at home. Imagine Taylor's reaction and how much this would mean to her that we're keeping his memory going. And imagine Mama Maya's face when she sees the pictures of us keeping her little boy in our hearts forever. Please help make this happen. If you have any questions or if you're not aware of Ronan and his story, please contact us on our Twitter account, Hearts Up for Ronan, and we'll fill you in. Thank you for reading this. We knew we could count on you. So they also made a YouTube of the project. So we're going to link on our website the YouTube for the project and also the link to the heart that you can print out if you're going to the Gillette show or if you know somebody that's going to the Gillette show. Please spread this word and please, help get the word out for this. This is, I think, a really, really not only a cool project, but just something that would be incredibly meaningful to both Taylor and Mama Maya. And I think that it's really, really cool and you guys should absolutely do everything that you can to make this happen.
And our next one is another really heartfelt project that Swifties have created. It's called the Swiftie Helpline. And the purpose of this project is to provide a place where other Swifties can turn to and have someone to talk to no matter what is going on in your life. The owner, Beth, says that over the past couple weeks on her timeline, she's been seeing so many inspirational stories about how Taylor has saved people from ending it. And she's also seen a lot of unhappy endings. So she wanted to help people who are thinking about basically suicide or harming themselves or anything that they are going on in their lives, that they have someone, another Swiftie that they can turn to and, not judge them or just help, just like listen and talk to. And you can reach the Swiftie helpline at Swiftie Helpline, or you can email them at swiftiehelpline@gmail.com.
That's so nice of them to do.
That is really, really nice.
And I love how they said that, they're not going to judge you.
That's incredibly important, I think. It's like, I know personally, like whenever I have problems or something going on, like it helps to talk to my friends, but I know that there's also certain things that like, sometimes you just need a clean slate to listen to you, a non-judgmental, somebody that doesn't know you, doesn't have any preconceived notions of anything. And I think just offering that to people is important.
Our next and final fan project for this week is from the account at TayLongLive on Twitter, and she wants to make a music video for Starlight, where basically she wants participants to tweet her if they want to be part of this video, and she will assign you a lyric, and then you can write it down on paper and decorate it however you want, and then send a picture of yourself holding up the lyric. And she also needs some people to send pictures of themselves doing hand hearts, or possibly both things. But she needs to know as soon as possible who wants to participate so she can make the video. And the pictures are going to be due by July 13th. So please tweet her at TayLongLive on Twitter and let her know if you want to be part of this. And sounds like it should be a really cool video. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, that'll be really, really cute. I love lyric videos like that, where like a bunch of people are
Me too.
going to collaborate together.
I wish Starlight would have an actual video, but sadly I don't think that might ever happen.
Oh, that would be amazing.
And don't forget all the projects that we've mentioned on the past 11 now episodes are still on our website at swiftcast13.com under our fan projects tab. And those are all the ones that are previously still going on. All the ones that have ended, we've taken down.
So, on to another fun segment, our Taylor Dictionary. I like this segment. I think it's really fun.
Yay.
This week's word was submitted by 13_SwiftFan_13 on Twitter. Hi, thank you. And this one is TLTD, or to give a better description, it's Taylor's lack of tweets depression.
We're starting to have a lot of psychological disorders, aren't we?
We are.
Yes, we are.
We are. It's happening. Basically, it's just the definition is feeling depressed because Taylor hasn't tweeted. I feel like it's sort of like almost like an unconscious truth though, because like, we're like, blah, 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 going on in daily lives, and then Taylor tweets and everybody freaks out. Oh my god, Taylor tweeted! It's like a shot of endorphins.
It is, and then, she doesn't tweet for a while, and you're like, aww.
What's Taylor doing?
Or like, she'll go on tweet sprees where she'll tweet like every day or every other day for a little while if something big's happening, and then nothing, and you're like, what happened?
What happened, Taylor?
I gotta love it. So thank you for that submission. And if you want to submit or get in touch with us, we have a lot of ways to do so. And a lot of things you can actually talk to us. So you can submit mini segments or discussion points or about your fan project. Just basically anything. We like to hear from
love
you.
Hearing from you. You're our favorite people.
So you can get a hold of us 1,000 different ways, I feel like. Twitter at Swiftcast13, Facebook.com/Swiftcast13. Taylor, connect us at Swiftcast13, which is awesome. Swiftcast13@gmail.com if you just want to email us directly. Or you can email us from our contact form on our website at Swiftcast13.com. We have our Tumblr Ask, so it's swiftcast13.tumblr.com/ask. And our WordPress, which is swiftcast13.wordpress.com.
Yay!
So we seem to be adding something a lot every time.
Yeah, we do. That's because we like you guys.
And now some giveaway news, which is always exciting. As we mentioned last week, we have an iTunes giveaway going on right now. If you leave us a rating, a 5-star rating on iTunes, along with a review telling us what you think of the show, you will be entered to win a package of red guitar picks and a red sticker. And right now we, I think, have like 28 reviews, and when we get to 50 reviews, we're going to randomly pick a winner from all of those. So keep leaving them for us, and it's made us really happy reading the ones that you've left so far. And the good thing is that the more ratings and reviews that we get, the easier it is for other Swifties to find us.
Oh, one thing we forgot to mention when it comes to iTunes, too, is that we were recently just featured on the new and noteworthy podcast list on iTunes.
That was awesome.
That
I
was
was so excited.
Really awesome. I meant to say that or add that into the intro, but we forgot, so we'll say it now. So I just wanted to say thank you to you guys for that. That means a lot to us, that you're downloading, listening to our show, and leaving reviews, and that's really, really cool, because we work hard on this show, and we really love doing it, and it means a lot to us that you guys are liking it too. So thank you guys, and thank you iTunes. Yay. We also wanted to remind you that we do Twitter giveaways every month during the week of the 13th. And we also play random Taylor trivia giveaway games on our Twitter. Like, if we just happen to be bored one day, we'll just get on the Twitter and do a giveaway. And basically, we just ask a series of questions, and they're each worth a certain amount of points. And usually, whoever gets to 13 points first wins an actual prize. Something that we're, mailing to you. So make sure that you're following us on Twitter at Swiftcast13, and so you'll be around for not only our monthly giveaways, but also just our random trivia giveaways, which are kind of fun. I think we've gotten kind of to a point where we really enjoy doing them.
So yeah, get on the tweeter and press that follow button.
Twitter.
Get on the tweeter.
Get on the tweeter.
Anyways, in addition to pressing that follow button, you should press that like button on Facebook and be automatically entered on future Facebook contests, giveaways, and things of that nature.
Plus, it's just another good way to keep in touch with us.
So I think that's finally come to the conclusion of our episode 12.
Which means that the next episode we'll have after this is our episode 13, and we have some really cool surprises for that.
But yeah, it's going to be very exciting. So this has been Haley,
Ashley,
and Belle,
giving you lots of love.
Love, love, love.
Love, love, love. Alright, you guys have a good week, and we'll see you for episode 13, and we're excited!
Yay!
Yay!
Bye!
We are in no way directly affiliated with Taylor Swift.